US President Donald Trump is warning the war between Israel and Iran may reignite, and it may happen soon. He was speaking at The Hague at the end of the NATO summit, where some members have agreed to ramp up their defence spending to 5% of GDP by 2035. It's in response to a demand made by Trump. The alliance says it's united in the face of profound security threats and challenges. Well, the US strikes on Iran dominated the talks. Trump says that while he's confident negotiations with Iran are the next logical step, there's a chance the ceasefire may not hold.
They fought very, very hard and very viciously, very violently, and they were both satisfied to go home and get out. And can it start again? I guess someday it can. It could maybe start soon. I think a big telltale sign was when as you know, Iran somewhat, by not much, violated the ceasefire. And Israel had the planes going out that morning, and there were a lot of them, 52 of them. And I said, you got to get them back. And they brought them back. They didn't do anything. They brought them back. It was very good. I thought it was amazing, actually. They have fought a hell of a war. They fought very hard.
Well, Donald Trump also said that US and Iranian officials will begin negotiations as soon as possible.
We're going to talk to them next week with Iran. We may sign an agreement. I don't know. To me, I don't think it's that necessary. I mean, they had a war, they fought. Now they're going back to their world. I don't care if I have an agreement or not. The only thing we'd be asking for is what we were asking for before about we want no nuclear.
OK, let's bring in Hashem Ahelbarra, who's at the NATO summit for us. Hashem, I mean, Donald Trump using the NATO summit to draw a line under the Iran-Israel conflict with the prospect of talks, although heavily caveated, saying that he believed the fighting could resume again.
Indeed. He stressed that the American strikes in Iran managed to completely destroy Iran's nuclear capabilities, and that even when the Iranians and the Americans meet next week to talk about the potential for resuming diplomatic talks about Iran's program, it doesn't matter as far as he is concerned, because he believes that it will take Iran many, many years to be able to rebuild its nuclear capacity, and saying that according to intelligence reports that he trusts, along with the intelligence report by the Israelis, he doesn't believe that the Iranians managed to take some of the enriched uranium to safe havens, and that the entire program was completely destroyed. He does understand this is a fragile ceasefire. He takes credit for it. He said, had it not been for his personal intervention, it would have been extremely impossible to convince the Israelis to stop targeting Iran in different parts of the country. And this explains the same concern that has been voiced by many European countries and NATO members, which is, okay, since there is a fragile ceasefire, what are the guarantees that both the Iranians and the Israelis will respect its terms? And this boils down to what happens next, and this is where we don't have a sense of clarity. You have to have talks. You have to see whether the International Atomic Energy Agency is going to be able to convince the Iranians to start new talks about what should happen next, and whether there's going to be an agreement. In the absence of a document, either between the Iranians and the International Atomic Agency, or between the Iranians and the Americans, it is going to be extremely difficult to maintain peace and stability in the Middle East.
So Donald Trump affirming the effectiveness of what he sees was the result of the US strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities based upon what he believes his own intelligence and intelligence given to him by the Israelis. I mean, but is there unanimity there, do you think, amongst other NATO members that the Iran-Israel ceasefire will hold, and of the veracity of this intelligence?
They totally decided to remain tight-lipped about that particular issue, because they saw Trump furious over the reports by major American outlets who were quoting the leaked DIA report which said that it was far from being obliterated, and Trump was furious. Today also during the press conference said, this is fake news, this is coming from media which hates me, this is coming from my enemies, this is coming from people with a political agenda. And this explains why time and again he was repeating the same assertions that they've gone through the documents, they've seen the satellite imagery, and that everything is buried under massive mountains of concrete in what used to be tunnels underground in Fordo. So as far as he's concerned, the program has been completely destroyed, and this explains why he also cited an intelligence assessment by the Israelis, which said that the Israeli government is now confident the airstrikes by the Americans have managed to cause massive destruction of Iran's nuclear program. But you know, this has become a political issue now in the United States of America, because that report questioning the authenticity of what Trump said is backfiring on him. And this explains why he has been saying the whole time, I managed to make it, I obliterated Iran's nuclear program, it happened under my watch, it's a major success. Iran, in now, tomorrow, many years from now, will never have a nuclear program. But this is something no one can decide now, and I think it will take some time before we can establish exactly what happened and whether the program has been destroyed. But there are still many questions about what happened to the enriched uranium. The Iranians said that they managed to take it to safe havens. Trump said no, it was completely destroyed.
All right, Hashem, many thanks for that. Hashem Ahelbarra at the NATO summit for us in The Hague.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.